McLeod with the Investing News Network, and here today with me is Brian Leni, founder of the Junior Stock Review. Thanks for joining me today.
Thank you.
So we're here today at PDAC. It's the last day of the conference. How did it go for you?
Very well, very well. It's hard to gauge the feeling. You don't ask everybody, but I would say most people are cautiously optimistic. So that's a good place to be.
You think that's justified right now?
I think it is. I think it is. You know, there was a lot of gains in the weed and crypto sector last year, and the mining, I think, took a back seat. And that's when it comes to investing, that's where I like to be. I like to put my money in when everybody else is somewhere else. So, yeah.
Good plan. So there's been a lot of talk here about gold. Everybody likes gold, but your interest right now is base metals. Can you share your thoughts on the zinc space right now?
Sure.
Why is that compelling?
The zinc narrative is based off supply destruction, and as far as how bull markets are created, supply destruction is the strongest. The fact is, we just can't develop mines quick enough to meet the demand. So, you know, the zinc story is very strong in my view.
There are some concerns from some people about more supply coming back online from China, from Glencore. Perhaps that doesn't concern you too much?
Well, I think it does, but they're short term, and if you have a long-term view, it'll be a drop in the bucket. The fact is, the Glencore tons that they removed from the market were some of their poorest assets, and the other side to it is those tons don't come on overnight. It may take 6 months. And in actual fact, in the whole market scheme, 500,000 tons isn't a lot. So I'm very bullish still.
Okay, what about nickel, another base metal? What is the story there?
Nickel's really interesting. 2016 marked the first year where there was actually a deficit between supply and demand. And it's a story that's definitely being built both off the supply side and the demand side. For those that watch the electrical vehicle market, nickel is going to play a big role in the future. And positioning yourself well in quality companies is a good mantra.
What about the supply side of nickel? What does that look like?
Yeah, so the supply side, again, you've got laterite deposits and sulfides. And laterites, for the most part, they do play a minor role in comparison to sulfides. But the big thing is Indonesia and the Philippines. They've moved to partial bans on exports, forcing the importers of that laterite ore to set up refinement inside those countries, and it's a job push from those countries, and it's really hurt the exports.
Do you see that continuing? I know there's been a lot of government changes going on over there. Are we going to keep seeing the same types of things?
I think so. I think, you know, you can even parlay it into what we see with the states and some of their tariffs that they're putting on metals. I think jobs become so important that countries kind of want that protectionism type of mentality. And I only see that getting stronger with the way the economy is.
Okay, good. Can you share some zinc and or nickel stocks that you like right now?
Sure. I've got actually a couple of favorites, and they're the only two stocks I've actually been buying over the last couple of months. The first, the nickel company, is FPX Nickel. They have the Baptiste deposit in central BC, and it's a naturally occurring stainless ore. It's called arrowite, and it's an iron nickel mineral. It's very interesting. And then on the zinc side, my favorite is Adventus Zinc. They have a project, their main focus is in Ecuador, and they just made a deal 2 weeks ago for some secondary assets with CanStar, so very exciting stuff.
Can you tell me a little bit about what you look at when you're choosing the stocks that you buy?
Sure. The biggest thing, and I know it's said a lot, is people, but I use conferences like this to actually go meet them. I think I'm a pretty good gauge of people, and I need to see a level of trust. And I also watch how they treat other people, other investors, the questions that are asked and how they answer them. For me, that's a big deal. And with the CEO, Martin Turn from FPX Nickel, I think he's one of the best in the business. And the same goes for Christian Cargill-Samard, the CEO of Ventus Zinc. Very good people, smart, and I think trustworthy.
And I know you like to do the site visits as well.
I do.
I assume that
That's
helps.
an X factor.
Yeah.
That's an X factor. Boots on the ground, you can't beat it. And you can actually see, or you can actually confirm what is being told to you. And for people looking to go to the next level, site visits are the way to go.
Okay, last question. So the companies you're looking at, they're quite early stage.
Yes.
Are you concerned at all that they'll miss the boat on the current good zinc and nickel markets?
No.
No, okay.
Because in FPX's case, it's a developmental company, and that's a takeover candidate. And at some point, these are when questions to me. And I want to position myself in when questions because it's just a matter of time, and I've got a long-term outlook. As far as Adventus goes, the Ecuador does have risk, but it's kind of blue sky potential in Ecuador. Not a lot of money's been placed over the last 10 years, and I see a lot of geological potential there, and that's discovery pays, and so that's how I look at that.
Okay, great. Any final thoughts on those two markets that you would leave investors with?
Buy quality, number one, and make sure you either call or meet the people. It really separates the wheat from the chaff, and buy quality. That'll save you.
Sounds perfect. Thanks so much for coming today.
Thank you for having me.
It's great to have you.
Thank you.
Once again, I'm Charlotte McLeod with the Investing News Network, and this is Brian Leni.